The Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, Ekiti State, on Wednesday, 23rd April 2024, elected its executive for another term of 2 years. The election took place in the premises of the National Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, Ado Ekiti. Members expressed their confidence in the process before it started.
Any exercise political must be conducted by INEC, and which IPAC election will not be an exception. I'm looking forward to a successful outing today.
I am an observer, so I believe by the grace of God, we are expecting a success.
A successful outing, whereby a credible leader will emerge to pilot the affairs of IPAC for the next 2 years.
The offices contested were Chairman, Deputy Chairman, Secretary, Publicity Secretary, Treasurer, Legal Advisor, Financial Secretary, and Assistant Secretary.
We have 13 political parties here who has registered their attendance, and at this point, if you know that you have your form and you're yet to submit it, or you want to run for office, you are still interested, please, you still have an opportunity. We don't want a situation whereby somebody will say you are being, stopped or disenfranchised. That's why we are in INEC premises. Please, if you know you are still running, or you want to step down, because what I have here, 3 people are running for chairmanship. That's why we have ballot papers. Chairman YPP is contesting for chairmanship. If I call your name, please stand up. YPP, chairmanship. APP. Labour Party. ABGA is running for deputy chairman, unopposed. APC secretary. What is APC? APC secretary. SDP secretary. SDP is not here. AA. Yes. Okay. PRP, public secretary. ZDP treasurer. Accord treasurer. Accord. Okay. Accord and ZDP is running for treasurer. Okay. Thank you, sir. Legal advisor, Boot Party. Financial secretary, ADP. ADP, financial secretary. Assistant secretary, NMPP. Okay. That means we are going to use affirmation. Once the election is concluded, we should go for reconciliation and work together as a team. So now, the 2 people that are contesting for chairmanship is not here. The other secretary is not here. And the Accord State chairman stepped down for the Zena Labour Party. And this is what we preach. IPAC is just 19 political parties. So we should always know how to accommodate each other. IPAC is deepening democracy. We look out for each other. In IPAC is not an opposition party. As a leader of IPAC, he cannot oppose the government. He cannot fight INEC. You only advise. That is an advisory body. And sometimes when you give your advice, they say, Kukuma, carry your advice. So when you want to write as IPAC, you know what you are writing. You can criticize government with your individual platform. Like my state chairman can wake up and want to confront the governor on whatever issues he thinks that the man's supposed to do it this way. Not under IPAC. The public secretary cannot speak as himself to criticize the government. You advise, because the governor is part of IPAC. IPAC is an umbrella registered of all political parties by INEC in Nigeria. So nobody should use it as a tool to fight.
IPAC's former chairman, Mr. Owoola Daramola, made a remark before the electoral process.
Today is the end of the journey. End of all negatives, impacts on IPAC. When I became IPAC chairman, IPAC was not recognized in Ekiti State. They were actually relegated to nothing. But today, if you see the way the government actually rates IPAC, you all know that it has been a very good tenure of mine. Two, there are lots here that did not start this journey together. There are a lot of us here that started the journey with, and there are lots of us here that are just joining us. I want to tell you that if you look at the trend of things, like the rec has said, politics is not just going into election. Politics is actually a continuum. It has to be something that you do every day. As political party chairman, your primary assignment is actually to build your political party. It's actually to have a formidable structure. It's actually to have a stable party where you can actually present candidates for elections. So it is not just waiting for election period and running out when they are parading your. No. Throughout the year, you must be there recruiting people and bringing people, make your political party attractive. There are tenets of democracy. Out of those tenets of democracy, your party should be able to take one out of it. I'm from YPP, and our own principle in YPP is service. We are there to serve the people. So what is your party about? So today, I want to tell you that what I have done in the last few years is to make sure I bring to the notice of the people and to bring to your knowledge your position as political party chairman. And I'm sure today, if you look at the caliber of political party chairman we have, and you see the activities they perform in the state, you will realize that IPAC is no more a jail organization. Thank you.
So who wants Mr. Daramola of YPP to be voted in as the number one person in IPAC, chairman of Ekiti State, should show by raising their hands. Chairman, you don't go vote for yourself. You don't go vote for yourself. Having scored the number of votes casted yet 11, Mr. Daramola is hereby returned as elected chairman of Ekiti State IPAC. Congratulations.
Mr. Owoola Daramola was re-elected. Others elected were Obidoyin Olufemi Benjamin, Deputy Chairman, Isaac Fayeba, Secretary, Samuel Ayodele, Assistant Secretary, Said Jimoh, Treasurer, Ojo Ayodeji, Financial Secretary, Ademola Adedayo, Publicity Secretary, Mrs. Abiodun Falana, Legal Advisor.
That I shall be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Inter-Party Advisory Council. I shall discharge my duties to the best of my ability.
The re-elected chairman, Mr. Owoola Daramola, gave his acceptance speech.
I want to first of all appreciate you for your love, your support, faith, for the belief. I want to thank you for all those. All glories must be returned to Almighty, who has actually given us today. For all those people that are not here today for one reason or the other because of the contest, I want all of us to still see them as one of us. Election is like that. After the election, let us harmonize. Let us bring everybody as a family. And that is where good leadership starts. If you're a good leader, you'll be able to accommodate everybody and have everybody together as a family. So I don't want us here to see the 4 people outside as our enemies. Politics is a game of number, and we have the numbers. So I want to appreciate you today. And for everybody, the team, we all know our rules, we all know our assignments. IPAC has actually been given bad names in all quarters of the government. And in the last few months, what we have been trying to do is to redeem this and to give them the impression that IPAC is not what they think. IPAC is an advisory council to the government. Like she said earlier, the governor himself is part of IPAC because he's the leader of the political parties in the Ekiti State. He's #1 politician. Then you now call the IPAC chairman. He's the chief security of the state and he's also a politician. So we have to believe that the governor himself is part of us. So his success is part of our duty and is part of our responsibility. So all our effort must be to make Ekiti a better place to live. Is to make Ekiti a better state that will be better than the others. We have IPAC in all the 36 states recognized by the Constitution. So it is what you do in your state that will be said about you. And in this our own tenure, it is 2 terms of 2 years. So I'm going for the 2nd term. So somebody sitting here will definitely take over this position. So I want everybody to work as if you are going to be the one that will take over from me, because it is where I stop that you start. So when they complete it, I want somebody to have prepared himself ready. I want the next person to be part of this team that will be very strong and that will know the tenets of politics. Politics is not just criticism. Politics is just, well, politics is actually a game that you have to present good quality things for the people to see, and they now accept you, agree with you. And that is why you see people doing see and buy. Because when you can offer good thing, you want to buy shit. But don't let us follow that. Let us go back, like I earlier said. Go back to your political parties. Build these parties. Let us come back. Let the government see that there are political parties in Ekiti State. So when anything is coming up, they will recognize each and every political party. Thank you.
Other participants offered insight into the election process and the role of IPAC in governance.
The program of today was filled with excitement, and it is second to none from the inception of IPAC in Ekiti State. We have a successful outing concerning the election. Nothing is better than this.
I have 1 or 2 or 3 people that are contesting for a particular position, and eventually if you become a winner, is the kind of joy that will come from you is, it has no bound. So at least I'm happy today to be part of the new executive that is piloting the affair of IPAC to give IPAC a new face in Ekiti. We are here to come together to work to advance, to work with the government of the day, like it's been called. It's an anniversary committee to advise, to correct, to help the government, not to criticize. Is more or less like advising the government of the day on what to do, the areas in which we think they can operate, in the area they think they have to focus on. These are the issues. These are the things we have to address as IPAC, and that is our target.
Since we are taking the position of the leadership of IPAC in Ekiti, I believe that IPAC is going to move forward, and the political party should be expecting more and best from us to serve. More and best from us to serve.
I recontested the election for the 2nd tenure and I won, and I thank God for that. I give glory to God for this. It is not a very easy journey. It is a very tough one because I have serious opposition. But by His grace, I emerged. And it was a very huge landmark.
The election was conducted peacefully, and all the contestants in this very election, they show a sense of maturity.
the election was free and fair. IPAC is an association, of all registered political parties, so we know ourselves. As you can see today, we have 11 political party chairmen present, and by IPAC code of conduct, once you have 50%, you can hold the General Assembly. Actually, what happened today is the General Assembly of IPAC.
The election was conducted by IPAC's National Executive, represented by the National Publicity Secretary and monitored by a representative of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Ekiti State. Samson Olagunju reporting for Puff TV.
People of the Fountain.